Hello friends. According to cell theory, all living organisms are made up of cell, one or more cells. Cells are the structural and functional unit of life. And we have seen that there are two types of cell, the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. The characteristic and organization of prokaryotic cell is discussed in earlier video. If you have not observed that video, I will recommend that you should see that one. In today's video, we will discuss on eukaryotic cell. Higher plants like as a banana, mango tree, sugarcane, jawar, or the higher animals like as our body, the dogs, cats, elephants, they are made up of eukaryotic cell. The eukaryotic cell is characterized by presence of true nucleus, and the cell shows compartmentation. There is a specialization of function and structure in the cell organelles. The characteristic of eukaryotic cell can be enlisted like this one. The nucleus is well organized. It is well defined. So we call that in such cells, the true nucleus is present. The second characteristic is that the nucleus is enclosed by a nuclear envelope. It is a double membraned structure having nuclear pore complex, and it encloses the genetic material. In next few videos, we will discuss the ultrastructure of nucleus. The cells, eukaryotic cells, shows the presence of cell organelles like as the mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, etc. Such membrane-bound systems are present in eukaryotic cell. The protoplasm is divided into two broad compartments, cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. The ribosomes are eukaryotic ribosomes and they are ATS type of ribosomes. And the cell shows compartmentation. This is a characteristic, one of the characteristics of eukaryotic cell. The electron transport chain, these enzymes are present in a specialized cell organelle called as mitochondria, and the best examples are Spirogyra, the algae chlorophyta member, onion, hydrilla, etc. Now let us see the structure of eukaryotic cell. We can divide the structure of eukaryotic cell in three broad groups. The first group includes cell wall and cell membrane, plasma membrane. The second broad cell organelle is a nucleus, characteristic of eukaryotic cell, true nucleus, and the remaining matrix, that is the cytoplasm along with the cell organelles. Let us draw a structure of eukaryotic cell. The mature eukaryotic cell may be a polygonal structure, whereas the younger eukaryotic cell is usually oval or spherical in shape. The outermost layer is made up of a membrane which is called as a plasma membrane, or it is called as a cell membrane. The cell membrane is made up of lipids and protein, so it is lipoproteinaceous in nature. Later on, we will discuss the structure of plasma membrane, which is proposed by Singer and Nicholson. The plasma membrane is a checkpoint. This is outermost living membrane which encloses the living matrix in the cell. The plasma membrane is present in all types of cells. It may be a plant cell or it may be an animal cell. Now in turn, plasma membrane is covered by another layer which is called as a cell wall. And cell wall is present in plant cells. It is secreted by the cell, and the cell wall is deposited outside the plasma membrane. The cell wall is the characteristic of plant cells, cell wall. And in case of plants, the cell wall is made up of cellulose. This is a dead layer. The cellulose and the cell wall gives rigidity to the organ. This is the reason why the plant cells or the plant organs are not so flexible as compared to the animals. Now, in case of animals, like as now I can move my hand and my organs freely because there is no cell wall in between the cells of our body, animal body, and therefore, our body shows more flexibility as compared to the plant cells. So, this is a cellulosic cell wall, and note that cellulose is the most abundant carbohydrate on the earth. So, these two layers are the components of cell wall and plasma membrane. Now, inside this plasma membrane, we can get various cell organelles, and the largest cell organelle is the nucleus. So, I have drawn here the nucleus. Nucleus will have a nuclear membrane, which is again made up of lipids and protein. The nuclear membrane encloses nucleoplasm, nucleolus, a darkly stained body, and a chromatin material. So here the genetic material, the DNA, it will be present. Chromatins. So together, the nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus, and chromatin material will form nucleus. Nucleus is the largest cell organelle in eukaryotic cell. It is well organized, and we can compare nucleus with the brain of the animals because nucleus encodes all the codes for the activity of the cell. The nuclear membrane divides the living matrix into separate compartments. The first compartment, which is enclosed by nuclear membrane, is called as a nucleoplasm, whereas another compartment, which is present outside the nuclear membrane, is called as a cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a colloidal homogeneous mixture. It encloses number of cell organelles, the living entities, as well as number of cell inclusion, that is dead material. The cell inclusions will have a reserve food material like as a starch granules, the oil droplets or protein molecules. It will also have secretory products, excretory products, the residues remained after digestion of certain molecules. So these are called as cell inclusions. Now for simplicity, we will not include the cell inclusions in our diagram. The cytoplasm supports number of cell organelles, and the important cell organelle is the mitochondria. The mitochondria is a double membrane structure out of which the inner membrane shows number of foldings which form cisternae, and mitochondria are involved in production of energy. So these are called as a powerhouse of the cell. Their function is production of the energy currency ATP. Another cell organelle which is present in plant cells is, what is that? It is a chloroplast. Chloroplast molecules have a double membrane structure. They will have a grana and thylakoids. So stroma and grana will be there. This molecule is chloroplast and its function is photosynthesis. So this cell organelle provides the ability of harvesting of solar energy and conversion of this energy into organic food. This is the molecule which is responsible to make the plants to sit in the capacity of producers. Only due to presence of chloroplast, the plants can produce their own food. They are autotrophic. These two cell organelles, mitochondria and chloroplast, are the cell organelles which are involved in energy transformation process. Chloroplast harvests solar energy and converts it into chemical energy, whereas mitochondria converts the chemical energy into a ATP molecule. So here chloroplast produces ATP by photophosphorylation, whereas mitochondria produces energy, produces ATP by oxidative phosphorylation. So these two cell organelles are very important one. These two cell organelles are also semi-autonomous bodies because they have their own DNA. In next chapter, in next video, when we will discuss these cell organelles in detail, there we will see how the genome of mitochondria and chloroplast is organized. Now, in addition to mitochondria and chloroplast, we have another cell organelle, which is very important one with respect to protein synthesis. And this cell organelle is ribosomes. Many ribosomes are arranged on messenger RNA and they forms a polyribosome. The basic unit or the single unit is called as a ribosome. And the ribosomes in eukaryotic cell are characterized by ATS. Function of ribosomes is protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Protein synthesis is responsible for synthesis of the polypeptides, which in turn works as an enzyme. And we know that in living cells, all the reactions are controlled by enzymes, and therefore, for synthesis of enzymes, the protein synthesis is one of the essential processes. And ribosomes will help in protein synthesis. Now, the cytoplasm is divided in number of further compartments by an endomembrane system, and this endomembrane system is called as endoplasmic reticulum. So I will draw here the endoplasmic reticulum. This is a membrane system interconnected with each other. One of its end is connected with the nuclear membrane and another end is linked with the plasma membrane. So this cell organelle is a endoplasmic reticulum. The name itself suggests that it is present in cytoplasm, inside the cytoplasm, so it is endoplasmic reticulum. It has two different structures. Some endoplasmic reticulum portion appears to be rough, so it is called as a rough endoplasmic reticulum, RER, and some portion is without ribosome, which is called as a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The ER participates in protein synthesis as well as it participates in lipid and carbohydrate metabolism. Another important cell organelle which is present in plant cells is a Golgi complex. So Golgi complex is a complex structure which is usually present adjacent to endoplasmic reticulum or adjacent to the nucleus. It has two different phases, the cis phase or forming phase, and so this is Golgi complex. Golgi or Golgi complex. It has two phases. One phase facing towards endoplasmic reticulum or facing towards nucleus is called as a forming phase. And another phase opposite to the endoplasmic reticulum, it is called as a maturing phase. The function of Golgi complex is the processing of protein molecules, specifically the post-translational modifications of the protein are carried out by Golgi complex. Golgi complex also helps in intracellular transportation. Now, in addition to these cell organelles, we will see number of lysosomes in the cytoplasm. The lysosomes are called as suicide bags because structurally the lysosomes are lipid bags which are full of lytic enzymes like as acid phosphatase enzyme. So with these digestive enzymes, the lysosomes help in intracellular digestion or extracellular digestion. Few other microbodies are also present, and these microbodies includes peroxisome, glyoxysome, etc. So in this way, the eukaryotic cell shows three important structures: the cell membrane and cell wall. This is the outermost membrane bound system. Then the major cell organelle nucleus, which encloses the genetic material DNA, and the cytoplasm with all the cell organelles and cell inclusions. So in this way, the eukaryotic cell shows compartmentation. Specifically, we can see here that respiratory enzymes are present in mitochondria in a separate compartment enclosed by a separate membrane. The photosynthetic pigments are enclosed in another cell organelle called as a chloroplast. It has separate site, separate structure, separate membrane bound structure. In this way, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, Golgi complex, they have also separate a membrane system. So for each specific function, there is a specific cell organelle. The examples are higher animals, higher plants like as algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms or angiosperms. Hope this lecture will help you understand the organization of eukaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, we have discussed that prokaryotic cell shows organizational similarities with primitive type of school, where all the classes were present in the same room. Now, can you see any other organization or any other structure which resembles with eukaryotic cell? If you found some, don't forget to put it in comment box below. Also, I will request at least two names of eukaryotic cells or eukaryotic organisms you should mention in comment box. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe the video and my channel. See you in next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.